Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is March 27th, 2025, and the top news in crypto is as follows. Today we will start with another state in America that wants Bitcoin as an asset. We begin in North Carolina, where legislators have introduced a new bill in House and Senate, which, if passed, could allow state funds to allocate up to 5% of their state pensions in crypto, including Bitcoin. Of course, this has not yet happened, but if it does, it may set a significant precedent. Moving on to the United States, we go to Wyoming, which has announced that its stablecoin could be issued by July. The first time we heard about this stablecoin was back in 2022. When issued, it is expected to be available on Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, Ethereum Base, Polygon, Arbitrum, and Optimism. However, we are not done with stablecoins just yet. Next, we turn to Fidelity, a financial giant similar to BlackRock but smaller, which is planning to release its own stablecoin. According to the company, for this to happen, Solana's ETF must first be approved before it proceeds with the launch of its stablecoin. While we're on the subject of Fidelity, it's worth mentioning another major move the company has made. Fidelity has filed an on-chain class with the SEC for its digital fund, making it the latest financial institution to enter the space and expand into real-world assets. Just as BlackRock has its own, Fidelity is planning to have one on Ethereum. As a money market fund, it invests in short-term US treasuries and cash, with Friday's filing stating that it normally invests at least 80% of its assets specifically in treasuries. Continuing with stablecoins, we turn to Bitso, a Mexican exchange that is set to release a stablecoin backed by the Mexican peso, launching on Arbitrum. Moving on from stablecoins, let's talk about a major financial company, Interactive Brokers. This global financial firm recorded an income of $9.3 billion in 2024. The company has expanded its crypto offerings by adding Solana, Cardano, XRP, and Dogecoin. With this move, it has essentially doubled the number of cryptocurrencies it offers. Since first entering the crypto market in 2021, Interactive Brokers had initially only offered Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Now, let's discuss Hyperliquid, which is dealing with a situation involving a meme coin on Solana that is causing major turmoil. Specifically, Hyperliquid, a decentralized exchange, delisted a meme coin called Jelly Jelly. The move is being described as critical to the security and integrity of the network, following an unexpected liquidity crisis. What happened was that a trader opened a $6 million short position with 20x leverage on Jelly Jelly, which turned toxic as the coin's price rose. Some users on X speculated that the trader may have intentionally wanted to liquidate in order to force Hyperliquid to absorb the loss, something the platform was unprepared for. When the short position was opened, Jelly Jelly was priced at 2 cents, but it quickly rose to 4 cents, leading many to believe that the move was intentional. Further reports from ARK Intelligence indicate that additional manipulation attempts were made, with traders opening 3 accounts in just 5 minutes, one with $2.15 million, another with $1.9 million, and a third with $4.1 million, all short positions. These actions appeared to be aimed at forcing liquidations of long positions in order to capture profits. Due to these events, Hyperliquid decided to delete the coin meme. As a result, Hyperliquid's token has fallen by 8.4% in the past 24 hours, as some users fear that if Jelly Jelly's short position is liquidated, the platform may struggle to cover the losses. It has also led some to sell their holdings, questioning the decentralization of the exchange. Finally, we turn to Move, whose token has increased by 25% after announcing that it is launching its own strategic reserve. What has happened here is that a market maker engaged in one-sided activities, resulting in a profit of $38 million from the trades he made with Move. And we are talking about the same market maker that Binance has registered as a client. With these moves, he violated his contracts because he made these one-sided trades, resulting in a profit for himself of $38 million. So now, Move, in order to protect itself, will create this strategic reserve to prevent such problems, and that is why the price has increased so much. Right now, it is up 12% on the 7-day chart. To wrap up today's episode, we will move on to our meme coins and talk about Pump.fun, whose trading volume on the DEX has exceeded $1 billion, and all this happened in the space of a week. As you can see, the volume it has generated is over $1.2 billion, all within just 8 days of this exchange being operational. Let's note that the specific candle you're looking at is small. It represents today, so we don't know what will happen yet, but it's already at $200 million. This is very bad news for DEX like Raydium, because instead of this volume flowing into Raydium, it's going straight to Pump.fun and its own platform. platform. However, Raydium itself, as we've mentioned in previous episodes, is not sitting idly by. It has developed its own protocol, which is essentially a copy of PAMFAN, and we learned that it will be released within this week. This is very positive news for Solana, as activity on its chain will increase significantly. Solana is already up 4% on the 7-day chart. And now it's time to close out today's episode with the crypto market, which has reached $87,000, with the majority of my audience expecting it to go even higher. That wraps up the top news for crypto. Today is March 27th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.